Hi guys, how you going? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. So today I've got a new product which is sort of came out of nowhere, but the guys at Peakdo reached out to me in relation to putting together a bit of a review for this new battery pack for Starlink Minis. Now, if you go back to my channel, there's a whole heap of content on Starlink Minis. And one of the big issues which comes up with a lot of people is working out the variety of different power options to supply your Starlink Mini. And there are untold problems, various different cables. There's a bit of knowledge that you need to sort of get things going in a reliable fashion. And if you go back to the channel, there's a whole playlist on the Starlink Mini and a variety of different power solutions and whatnot's been going there. But Peakdo have got a really unique play on things. And again, I'll say it, it's a game changer. So in this video, I'll take you through the product itself, how versatile it is, all of the various different use cases. I've had it going for quite some time now, across this last week, trying it in all sorts of different situations, and it's been absolutely fantastic. So let's just get stuck into it. Cool. All right, guys. So, okay, nice little packaging, open her up. So it comes with a little QR code that you can go through and check that out. It's got a variety of different bits of information. It comes with this little magnetic disc, which I'm not quite 100% sure what it's for, whether or not you can actually stick it to it and use it as a magnet. I'll come back to you if I find out anything more. Now, so this is it. So this is like it's like a power brick for your Starlink Mini, which is absolutely phenomenal. Like it's really feels really good sturdy construction. It's jam-packed filled full of batteries basically, and it's got 28,500 milliamp hour battery in it, and which is quite phenomenal. And when you have a look at it, it puts out a variety of different voltages and currents, but basically, in relation to its output capability, it's anywhere from pretty much sort of 5 volts up to 28 volts, but ultimately it's a maximum output of 65 watts. And then you'll also notice too on the front of the unit, there's this little USB-C port. Now, this is actually an input port and an output port, so it's bi-directional. So you can actually use it as a standalone battery pack to power any of your sort of USB-C devices and sort of charge them. And we're talking anything from 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts, 20 volts, and 28 volts in total. And that's quite phenomenal. Also, you've got sort of an on-off switch. You've got an LCD display, and I'll take you through that in quite a lot of detail. So it comes with a variety of different sort of camera mounts. So whether or not there's some sort of tri one, or you can just use your single camera mount. So that's fantastic. And then also you've got your basically your output from this, which is a barrel connector, straight into your actual Starlink Mini. So straight off the bat, I'm very happy. It also comes with a couple of cables, and this is probably the tiniest barrel connector cable I've ever seen. So this is barrel connector, and the way this works is simply this will plug straight into here, and then that'll go straight into your Starlink Mini. Nice and simple. And then it also comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable, and this will be basically for charging, or if you need to actually charge any of your other devices. All right, let's put this stuff aside, and then let's get the Starlink Mini. All right, guys. So you got our standard Starlink Mini. Now, so with these units, so the way this works is basically what you need to do is just remove the standard fitting. Now, you'll notice with the Starlink Mini, you've got your barrel connector, and then you got your sort of your LAN cable. So what we're going to do, and I'll get it into a nice position for you. So we're going to pop our little brick. So first of all, what we're going to do is flip it over the right way. Okay. So what it does is I'll pop that down. So what it does is it uses these locking pins here to get it in place. And then it also uses these, the way it's been designed to slide and that'll help lock in place also. All right. So literally, it's a nice snug waterproof fit. And then basically what's going to happen, push, click. See, So you can hear those two clicks. So that's the battery locking in place. And again, that's not going nowhere. Okay. And just look how sleek mate, it was like it was meant to be. It's like Starlink had designed it themselves. So, all right. So let's now see if it works. So let's hold this button. And what I'll do is I'll go in for a bit of a close up for you and I'll show you the digital screen. So you press the button, switch it on. Okay. So you can see it's sitting there at 100%. Now, it's got this sort of power saving feature where the screen will often flick off. It's not that it's switching off. So you'll see there it's actually powering up. So what I'll do is I'll just pop that up there. So you can see straight away, again, we're talking 33 watts. So it's fluctuating because on boot up, sometimes it can draw just a fraction more power. So you'll see there with the LCD display, there's a variety of different inputs and outputs on there and a lot of information. So in particular, you've got the USB-C port. So it shows basically the current that it's currently either inputting or outputting. So you'll see on the screen there, it's currently blank. So if we had some charge going in or out of it, it would display the amps, the voltage, and the watts, and the watts. So, and again, if you already aware, current times volts equals watts. And then also then you can see also then the DC output through the barrel connector. And then with that too, again, same deal, amps times volts equals wattage. And you can see there it's sort of outputting that sort of that 34, 31 watts. So, and the Starlink is now going. Now, also you can see on the screen there is basically the battery time. So one of the things I've found that it understates it quite dramatically. So with the battery time, I'm finding I'm getting anything up to probably about 4.5 hours out of it, which is absolutely fantastic. And you'll see there's another item there on the screen too, which is the Bluetooth symbol. So yes, you can actually connect to a Bluetooth app. And with that Bluetooth app, you've got the functionality, the ability to basically see all this sort of information on the screen on your phone, as well as the ability to then switch it on or off. So for instance, if you're running this in some sort of rooftop mount on your RV or on your four-wheel drive, you'll be able to sort of switch that off remotely, on and off, which is quite phenomenal. So that's your little LCD readout is absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. So I've had this going now for probably about a week or so. We've had no issues at all with it. It's it's kind of quite surprised me, especially the runtime you get out of it, and the fact that it's so versatile and compact. So throwing it in your backpack, not an issue whatsoever. Often when you get to camp, you might be a little bit restricted with cables and powers and whatnot. So the beauty about this is you can just go and drop this sort of anywhere, as long as it's got line of sight of the sky, and mate, it's working. Okay. And also, if you want to, you can top it up quite easily as you're driving. I see a lot of people basically popping these things on dashboards, which I'm not a big advocate of, but each to their own if they want to do it. So the fact that you don't have to worry about any sort of cables running everywhere is quite fantastic. I'm going to try and find a rooftop solution. Again, I use dishy mounts to mount my Starlink Mini to my car, and it's pretty much up there, sort of 24/7. Even when I pull into camp and stuff like that, I tend to leave it there. But cables can be sometimes a bit of an issue, again, hanging out off the roof of the car, down through your door and whatnot. So having some sort of rooftop mount to accommodate this sort of configuration would be quite amazing. And again, yes, I have taken it backpacking. Why do you take Starlink backpacking? I don't know. Some people want to. I find it again. It's for me now, especially a lot of full driving and camping, and we're out in the middle of nowhere. Let alone if you go out hiking out in the middle of nowhere. Look, if you're maybe with a big group and you wanted that sort of backup source of communication, yeah, one person could take it with you, and the whole group could utilize and piggyback off it. That's the way I sort of see it happening. So if you want to purchase one, just go straight to the Peakdo website and you can purchase it from there directly. Otherwise, if I see it popping up anywhere else, whether it ends up on Amazon or whatever, I'll sort of let you know. watch out for future videos on the channel, and you'll see when I find something that's good and improves, my quality of life somewhat or makes things easier for me, you'll see it popping up in a lot of future videos. I must admit, you'll see plenty of videos on this, I dare say. Alrighty, I think that sort of pretty much sums it all up. Again, it's ticked many boxes for me, and the beauty about it is I do not need to worry about cables. That's powered on. Again, I just need to move it outside of this roof structure so I can get line of sight, and basically, I'll be surfing the internet. All right, guys. Any questions or any questions, just drop them down in the comments below. Again, I'll respond to all the comments. And as per usual, like, subscribe, share around, hit the notification button, all that sort of stuff. But again, thank you all for your support over the years. The channel's been just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which has been fantastic. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video on the road or on the trails. Cheers, guys. Bye.